Oryx is a genus consisting of 4 large antelope species. 3 of them are native to arid parts of Africa, and the 4th to the Arabian Peninsula. The fur is pale with contrasting dark markings in the face and on the legs, and the long horns are almost straight. The exception is the scimitar oryx, which lacks dark markings on the legs, only has faint dark markings on the head, has an ochre neck, and horns that are clearly decurved. The Arabian oryx was only saved from extinction through a captive breeding program and reintroduction to the wild. The scimitar oryx, which is now listed as extinct in the wild, also relies on a captive breeding program for its survival. Small populations of several oryx species, such as the scimitar oryx, exist in Texas and New Mexico in wild game ranches. Gemsboks were released at the White Sands Missile Range and have become an invasive species of concern at the adjacent White Sands National Monument. Etymology: the term oryx comes from the Greek word she, oryx, for a type of antelope. The Greek plural form is oryges, although oryxes has been established in English. Herodotus mentions a type of gazelle in Libya called Oryx, probably related to the verb orata or orisu, meaning to dig. White oryxes are known to dig holes in the sand for the sake of coolness. Species: Arabian oryx. The Arabian oryx, the smallest species, became extinct in the wild in 1972 from the Arabian Peninsula. It was reintroduced in 1982 in Oman, but poaching has reduced the numbers there. One of the largest populations of Arabian oryx exists on Sabani Yas Island in the United Arab Emirates. Additional populations have been reintroduced in Qatar, Bahrain, Israel, Jordan and Saudi Arabia. As of 2011, the total wild population is over 1,000, and 7,000 are being held in captivity. In 2011, the IUCN downgraded its threat category from extinct in the wild to vulnerable, the first species to have changed back this way. Scimitar oryx. The scimitar oryx, also called scimitar horned oryx, of North Africa, is now listed as possibly extinct in the wild. However, unconfirmed surviving populations have been reported in central Niger and Chad, and a semi-wild population currently inhabiting a fenced nature reserve in Tunisia is being expanded for reintroduction to the wild in that country. Several thousand are held in captivity around the world. East African oryx in Gemsbok. The East African oryx inhabits eastern Africa, and the closely related Gemsbok inhabits southern Africa. Neither is threatened, though the former is considered near threatened by the IUCN. The Gemsbok is monotypic, and the East African oryx has 2 subspecies, East African oryx proper and the fringed oryx. In the past, both were considered subspecies of the Gemsbok. Between 1969 and 1977, the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish intentionally released 93 Gemsbok into its state's White Sands Missile Range, and the population is now estimated between 3,000 and 6,000 animals. Within the state of New Mexico, oryxes are classified as big game and can be harvested with the proper license, but the quality of the hunt may be affected by military regulation of the missile range. Ecology: all oryx species prefer near-desert conditions and can survive without water for long periods. They live in herds of up to 600 animals. Newborn calves are able to run with the herd immediately after birth. Both males and females possess permanent horns. The horns are narrow and straight except in the scimitar oryx, where they curve backwards like our scimitar. The horns are lethal. The oryx has been known to kill lions with them, and oryxes are thus sometimes called the saber antelope. The horns also make the animals a prized game trophy, which has led to the near extinction of the 2 northern species. Classification: Family Bovida, subfamily Hippotraginae, genus Hippotragus, genus Oryx, scimitar Oryx, O. Dama gemsbrick, O. Gazelle, East African Oryx, O. Basa, East African Oryx, O. B. Basa phryngid Oryx, O. B. Palatus, Arabian Oryx, O. Luke Oryx.